This is a conversation for grown folks.
And hopefully it's not too unpopular. I mean,
I hope it's not unpopular because the popular thing is that you are giving to the person you love.
yeah.
You're doing this for someone you said you love this person.
We've got this remarried love. It's better than we dreamed of. Left the pain in the past. Just you and me.
Welcome to Remarried Love, where we help couples build a stronger, healthier legacy remarriage. I'm D.
And Aki.
And here you'll gain tools for intentional growth because a legacy remarriage is built on purpose.
We're so glad you're here. In this episode, we'll discuss 5 unpopular solutions to common remarriage issues.
This is a conversation for grown folks.
Yeah, this is going to take a maturity to hear what we're saying and to do these things for some people.
Yeah.
Well, let's get right into it. So, number 1 is tech boundaries. This is an unpopular solution, but it works wonders on marriages.
Yes. A hard reality is that your phone may be a third person in your marriage.
Yeah, that's not good. If you're on your phone more often than you are communicating and listening and talking to your spouse, that's going to cause an issue in the long run.
And one of the things I had to learn was to turn my phone off during dinner time because I was disconnected to the conversations we were having at the table and tuned in to whatever I was scrolling on at the dinner table.
Why do you think that was like a big thing to have your phone there with you at dinner?
There's certain alarms that I might have on there.
Yeah.
And so it just keeps you in check for the day. But also you may hear dings from social media.
Yeah.
And that is what gets you caught up because then you're looking for one thing and your eyes see 10, 12 other things.
We're having these conversations and then we'll be like, oh, let's look this up. Let's look that up. And it kind of gave us an out to go on our phone. And now we're looking up something. That's what we were going to do in the beginning. But now we're looking at something else. And the conversation turns and we are talking to each other, but somebody is distracted. It was me and you. I mean, I think I was guilty of that too. And then we have to repeat ourselves.
And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't like is when they are talking to you and then they have to repeat themselves because you weren't tuned into what they were saying.
Yeah.
You were, plugged into your phone.
It's amazing how much it can just draw you away and draw you into it where the people around you, you don't even recognize or realize there's people talking to you.
Yeah.
That's powerful. It's almost scary.
It's very scary.
When you think about it.
Yeah, because now you're not alert to the things around you.
Yeah. And you like to be alert.
I like to be alert. I like to know my surroundings, what's happening over here or there behind me. Especially.
Who's saying what?
Not necessarily who's saying what, but I need to know my surroundings so that if I have to react to protect, it helps me to know what's going on.
Yeah, and you really don't need to even have that at the dinner table. Especially when we're out, you'll see couples on their phone while they're eating, having dates, and they're not listening to each other. They're not connecting.
They're not even talking to each other, actually.
Yeah, they're having an emotional affair with the phone and whatever is on that other side of the screen. So tech boundaries are so important to keep you fully engaged
and connected with each other.
With your spouse, yes. I had to even stop bringing my phone into the bathroom with me.
Well,
that's like a confession. I'm sorry.
There's no one else there but you, and that's your time to
I was like, nobody's there.
Yeah, so,
But it was taking too much time. And then I remembered I was thinking about something and I would totally lose whatever thought I was thinking about. And now I'm sending you messages while I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, I get those messages.
And it's like, why am I doing this? I think we've been pretty good about putting your phone away before you go to bed. Like, that's not even good for your eyes, for your mental.
Well, it's not good to have all those things in your head prior to going to sleep.
Yeah.
Because you never know the last thing you're going to see on your phone. And then now that's in your head right before you close your eyes and you go into REM sleep.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't good for me because I know if I saw anything scary or a lot of violence, I'm done. I'm going to have bad dreams or something.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, you told me there were some things that were getting me riled up that I didn't even know. And you kind of said, hey, honey, we're not going to watch that show. We're not going to listen to that right before we go to bed.
And it's not because I'm trying to tell you what to do. it's because it doesn't produce goodness for us.
Right. It put me off. Now our conversations are different. Like right before we go to bed, I'm talking about some crazy stuff. And you're just like, what? Why are we even talking about this right now? And we needed that time to
connect before we go to sleep.
Yeah. And decompress from the day. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
We needed that time. We also like to kind of touch base or just remind ourselves, okay, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. We needed to have that time to communicate what was going on in our lives.
Yes.
And not communicate what was going on in other people's lives or what we saw.
Yeah, because it's a third party. The phone is a third party. Yeah. And those people's lives are third party.
They're fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
They're not even like in your 6 degrees of people that they say are near you.
Exactly. Because
we don't even know these people, and we're having a whole blown out discussion about it. So, we stopped that, and it did help us. That's unpopular because some people like to bring their phone into the bed and have their little scroll time then.
But it could be a very powerful solution to your remarriage.
Right.
And help you both to connect prior to going to sleep.
Other tech that we had talked about before, just quickly mentioned, was games,
Oh, playing games. And usually, I've seen a lot of men playing games, and you may want to play your game before you go to bed. You may want to rethink that and do something different before you go to bed so that you're not focused on the feeling you had while you were playing your game.
Yeah, because sometimes men and women, anyone playing, they may get frustrated if they lose. Mm-hmm. They may be interacting with other people through the games. And if you're going to do that, you may want to say, hey, for every hour I play, I'm going to do at least an hour family time or with my spouse, because you can get lost. It draws you in.
It's been a long time since I've played a video game, but I will say that for me, it was very addictive. I liked more of the fighting games. Mm-hmm. So imagine fighting right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
We're in bed now, but I'm remembering myself, fighting as a character. And now I'm going to bed with my wife.
Yeah.
So I could see how that would psychologically affect. Yes, us both, actually, because it's something that you don't want to do.
You don't want to deal with all that outside stuff. It's just, I know a couple, unfortunately, their marriage dissolved because of him playing so many games. I mean, he would work, but literally come home and then just play games. I mean, he's eating food and playing games all night, waking up, getting ready for work, going to work, come back, play the games.
That's an addiction in one
Well,
point.
it's a hobby that's gone a little too far.
It's too far, yeah.
These tech things, these chat GPT, these bots, these pretend girlfriend and boyfriends getting all up in your mind because they're not real, is a tech issue that has to have boundaries.
It does have to have boundaries.
And usually your spouse knows the boundary you need. And that's bad.
Or they know what they need, and it creates a boundary because they're asking you to hold off on what you're doing with that third party or that third thing and have them as number one.
Yeah. So even if it's like, hey, look, you can play all night and all day on Thursday or whatever.
Or if they're not there.
But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All these days I need you. I need to talk to you. And you have to be willing to do that. So
yes,
that is our unpopular solution, is having your tech boundaries. So number 2 is intimacy dates with each partner.
Oh yeah. I like this one, actually. I didn't know that I would like intimacy dates.
Yeah,
but we'll explain to you what that is. We learned it from a popular marriage duo who had a male intimacy date and a female intimacy date.
Right. So it is, you ask your partner, we're going to have a date, and usually it's in your living space.
Language.
It's in your home. So you don't go out for this date, but you have to get everyone out of the house. So if you have kids, they have to go with grandma, a babysitter, somebody. If you have other people living in your house, they have to go.
Yes.
I don't know where they're going to go, but they have to go somewhere.
Yeah, but you can't be here.
They can't be here because it has to be in the space that you are. Well, it's better to be in the space that you live in. Yeah. If you cannot do that, and you can afford having a hotel or having a little staycation,
that's okay.
That's a way you can do it. But the whole purpose is that you're in the space that you will be living. And this is where you're going to have.
It's in the space where your marriage lives in.
Yeah. So in that, the person tells the other spouse what they would like to do for like a whole day. And you agreed to come into my world.
Yes.
For that date.
So, and it's also, you're not telling someone, well, we're going to have a date, so I'm expecting this, that, and the other. If it's his day, then he is expecting.
Right. You're sharing. So first it requires communication. So we'll give an example. So on my intimacy date, I wanted like a picnic, and we had, I think it was like Shaw Day, a live concert going on. I mean, it was recorded, and I wanted fruit and all these little, I call it girly food. And then I wanted, of course, no phones or anything like that, massages. And I wanted you to wear the cologne that I liked and all of this. And we were just going to sit and have this picnic. Yeah. And you were just like, yeah, that sounds.
I can hear all the guys right now. Okay.
Yeah, but you did it. You did it. And I had so much fun. And I just knew that it was just going to be so relaxing. And it was.
That's because I'm investing in you during this part of the date time.
Right. And I was saying to myself, oh, we're not going to have sex. We're not going to have that. That's what I was thinking in my mind, but I had so much fun. It happened anyway.
And so my date is totally different.
Your date was different. Your intimacy date.
Yes, my intimacy date.
What did you want on that?
Well, I don't think we're wearing anything and we're not going anywhere. So my intimacy date is different.
I think it had some lingerie.
It might be lingerie, maybe, but it didn't stay on long.
And and guy food.
Yeah. Definitely guy food,
cheese, and
some cheese,
and
chips and burgers,
processed things that I would
something that is not dainty women food. More than likely,
dainty women food. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we did that.
Guys don't eat like that for the most part.
I think the Olympics were on.
Yeah, the Olympics were on. I love the Olympics. I love the exercising and the athletes and
the competition.
The competition. I love all of that. Seeing the countries go at it.
That was your atmosphere for your intimacy.
Yes, I love that.
And then you wanted what you wanted.
Yeah,
and
I wanted to break it off at the end.
And I don't know if it was at the end, but
probably do throughout the whole date.
I'll just say,
I'll say
that intimacy dates require trust.
Yes,
and trusting the process, and it requires a surrender. I have to surrender all the things that I like to make you happy, and
because I also surrendered what I like to make you happy.
I think you were hungry the whole date. You had so much fruit and little strawberries and grapes. You probably were just like, I need some substance. But you were great. You hung in there, and you didn't complain. You weren't looking at the time. You weren't saying this is stupid or this is whatever. You just were in my little world.
It's like,
and I appreciated it so much.
I said to myself, if this is what you want, this is what you're going to get.
We're talking about it years later. Like, it was so impactful. I'm feeling good right now just thinking about that date.
Because you had someone invest in you and your way of thinking about intimacy.
Yeah, and connection. And then in the picnic, we were able to talk about all these little things that I wanted to talk about and how I felt about stuff. And you were like, yeah. And you were just, responding, and it was great. It was just a type of stimulation all over for me.
Yeah.
It was like my taste buds, my earbuds.
I'm so happy that you were very stimulated in that way. And I'm glad that years later, you still feel and you're sounding like you were stimulated.
I did, yeah. Some examples that we've heard that ladies have had in their intimacy date is, they wanted rom-com, they wanted some popcorn, some girly drinks, robes, slippers, blankets.
But, the man has to know who he married.
They did it.
And he has to be willing to do that for that person.
Yes. And so I've heard for men intimacy dates.
He might want a cheerleading outfit on,
There's like
or some lingerie.
Not him, yeah. There's
not for him to put
there's
on.
usually
but I'm saying for his wife to put on.
not very many clothes and
Not
blankets.
many clothes are involved in the man's date. I'll tell you that right now.
And I've heard of a lot of snacks.
Yeah, we can snack in between.
But
conversation.
men's snacks like wings, things that you have to like kind of really use your teeth to get into.
That's
So
funny.
like those
gnaw down on.
you gotta
something.
gnaw on things.
Yes.
And if you're okay with that, hey, you'll be surprised at what these intimacy dates do for a marriage. I mean, hopefully it's not too unpopular. I mean,
I hope it's not unpopular, because the popular thing, in my opinion, is that you are giving to the person you love.
Yeah.
You're doing this for someone you said you love this person. You are choosing to come from yourself to the other person and give them everything they want in that intimacy date.
and because it's where you live, it gives you like little memories and little giggles that is different when you go out on a date. You know, when you go to a location or you go somewhere. And these are great because a lot of times you don't have to spend a lot of money
No.
for the intimacy dates.
No, you're not going to go into debt for an intimacy
No,
date.
no.
You're just going
You're
to
not going to go in that type of debt.
No.
But
You are going to pay for something.
you will pay a price.
Yes, you're going to pay something. But,
You won't go into debt financially. So
not financially, but you will pay a price.
yes,
Yes.
for the intimacy dates.
It does cost something.
This podcast is all about helping remarriages, and we do want your feedback. And we know a lot of people are like, I don't want to comment because I don't want my business out there.
Yeah, you don't want to be all out in the streets.
Yeah, yeah. And we're discreet. So
Very discreet.
if you DM us at remarriedlove, either through Facebook or Instagram, we will keep your name, your handle, everything private. If you wanted to share a story or a situation that we can talk about, or you have ideas for other topics that we can talk about.
Yes, that will help remarried couples.
Yes.
And blended families.
Number 3 kind of goes along with the intimacy date
dates.
just a little bit, because it's invest in your marriage space, or invest in the space where your marriage lives.
Yes.
Wherever that is. So if that is, your first apartment, if it's a condo, if it's a luxury home, wherever your space is,
You want to invest there.
there.
Yes.
And, it's funny because
And we're talking about physical investment of what you're wanting to do in that space.
yeah, we're talking, well, it's physical and the atmosphere of that space. So I'll give you an example. When we got together, one of the things I had asked my husband, I said, I don't want to have broke things around me. And I learned this actually when I was going to like women's training in the Nation of Islam. I wasn't a part of it. I was just doing some training that they have. I wasn't ever Muslim, but I think, they were trying to convert me maybe. And so I was going through these trainings and they were talking about a class, how to make your home nice for your husband.
Yeah. That sounds like a good class.
Yeah, but it's unpopular.
It's very unpopular.
Who's going to go to a class, how to make your home nice for your husband? That's the class. And I didn't have any problem with it. I was young. I wasn't even thinking about marriage at the time, but it was interesting. And one of the things that they said was, if your husband goes to work every day, that you should wake up before him and help him, like send him off of the day. Like, let's say if he likes coffee, you should be the one that wakes up and makes his coffee for him. Mm-hmm. If he likes orange juice, you should be the one that wakes up, pours the orange juice for him and sends him off, pray for him and send him off on his way.
It's almost like he can see the purpose of why he's going to this job.
Yeah, it was something like that. Like, I didn't even understand that at first. I didn't see that with my parents at the time. There were so many different schedules, and then when somebody's off on military, they're gone a whole like time frame. So you're not waking up each day. But even with that, it's like a phone call, a text. It's something to let that other person know, hey, I'm here for you. I appreciate you. And I think that was the point. It was really something to let him know that you appreciate him in the morning
and what he's doing. He's getting up
to start your day.
Yes.
And it could be vice versa, but in this situation at this class, they didn't have that part.
Yes. Well, in that class, I'm sure they were teaching the women for men, and
Right.
over in the other class, they're teaching the men for the women
To have a job and get up every day. I don't, even I know that they were saying like, even if you don't have a job, you should get up every day and do something.
Do something
In your home. Every day you're doing something. So, that's unpopular. These are unpopular things that we're saying. And
well, a man should
we
be
know it.
productive.
That's what they were saying.
That's what they were teaching the men.
Yeah. So there's that. And I remember I was doing that when you had to get on the road a lot. You don't like coffee, but you do like, somebody to help with anything for you. Oh, let me get your tie. And just, hey, I appreciate you.
A breakfast is good.
Yeah. Or a breakfast, whatever it is. Pack your lunch. I've seen ladies do that for their husbands. Mm-hmm. They wake up, they make sure their lunch is packed and send them off, with a little hug with the kids. I'm up here with you. I'm in the trenches with you, and I'm not just resting.
Well, we're doing it together.
We're it kind of fosters that. The other thing, everybody's going to love this, is when he gets home, and I think there was a video about a lady recently kind of harassing her husband.
Yes.
Or I don't know if it's harassing. I don't know what the word is, but
I would call it harassing. And a lot of people who commented said she was harassing him.
Yeah.
And that's why he did what he did.
He came home from work and he stayed in the car and took a nap. So in the class about how to make your home nice for your husband is when he comes home that you greet him. So you're not like
on the telephone talking to your friends. You don't have people over.
You're not doing that. I mean, if you have to go to the bathroom, that's different. But we're just saying you are greeting him. Hey, honey, welcome home. Mm-hmm. And then it was that you have food prepared for him.
Yes. That's unpopular these days because I've heard with my own ears people say he can cook for himself.
He's grown.
Yes, he's a grown man. He can cook for himself. That may be true.
That is true.
It is true.
But it was a part of bonding with your husband and making your marriage space nice.
Yes, because you want to invest in your marriage that way.
Making him, like, the lady that I guess was on the video, what if she brought him a little snack? Like, hey, honey, this is your favorite.
Well, she attacked him and she actually did hit him on his chest to wake him up.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That's like
It's abrupt.
It's abrupt. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Out of a sleep from a hard day at work, come to your driveway, you fall asleep. Luckily, you made it home.
Yeah.
Because of traffic.
Right.
And then you fall asleep in your own driveway and your spouse comes, hits you on your chest. What are you doing? How come you didn't come in the house?
With questions.
Waking you up abruptly, angrily.
Not like in the spirit of hey,
it wasn't the spirit of love.
I'm so glad you made it home. Mm-hmm. And for me, I had to... It wasn't too hard for that part. I don't think that was hard. The morning part for me was very hard because
some people are not morning
I'm not
people.
a morning person. So it was just like, baby, I love you. Thank you.
And I understood that because I know who I married.
And you knew that I was trying.
Yes.
You knew that I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I did that as much when we first had children and I was up all night with them because we had agreed, I would stay up all night. I would do the night shift.
Yes, you did the night shift.
So I was just kind of like, but we wanted to pray with each other before we left. And so the evening time that's where I could shine. After work, I could do that. And
that's harder for me, especially being a person who gets up early.
Yeah, you're an early person. And then
trying to stay up late and doing that consistently every day.
No, I just meant like when you came home from work.
Okay, that part.
Yes. Yeah. And so you came home from work. And I remember I had to work on not coming to you with all of the things of the day.
Yeah, don't throw up on me.
Yeah, like
it's a verbal.
This didn't work, and this we need to fix, and this and that, and then this person called, and so I had to I was literally like, don't say anything.
Yeah, it comes off as a verbal assault.
Yeah,
to some people.
It was just like
when you walk through the door and then someone is just unloading all their stuff on you.
And what the kids did.
Yeah,
and the kids drove me crazy, and this person drove. So I had to learn that, and I think I had a good friend group of girls and or ladies who had fun with me because they knew, okay, Aki, it's like 4:15. You need to go to the store and get some cheese and
Yes.
make sure you have that. Are you ready? And they were like, it's this time we're getting off the phone with you because we're not going to get in trouble with D. Don't have D mad at us.
Yes.
And so I'd be like, girl, I'm cooking this. And we'd share recipes and just giggle and have fun. Like it didn't seem like it was like a bad thing at all.
They're good women, and they wanted to invest in our marriage.
Yeah, they wanted to help out.
So-
They knew we were remarried. They were like, girl, don't mess this up. Don't make sure he is fed. So I think I was better at welcoming you home and having food for you and trying to look nice when you got home.
Oh yeah. I remember one occasion when you did that, and it's still ingrained in my mind. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
it was powerful.
That's
a powerful moment when
Yeah.
you can do something for someone else and they remember it years.
Yeah.
It has to be at least 10 years.
Yeah, because we
now.
didn't have kids at that time. So I think you came home, I had food, and, I was looking nice the way, and you were just like, oh my gosh.
Yes, that's all I can say. Is
I
yes.
didn't know it was like I didn't know it was going to have that much of an impact. And a lot of times, because I did not see that in my parents' marriage, I had no idea what that could do for your marriage.
Yes.
No one told me.
Well, I do appreciate it. And I'm
This
going to let
class
you know,
was
let
telling
the
me.
world know I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the class for that, and I wish that more people would take advice from others who are going to help them invest in their marriage.
Yeah. We want to thank the Nation of Islam for that class.
We're Christian people, by the way.
Yes, but that was the only place I found that out. And I was like, oh, people do this? Oh, this. Yeah. And they were saying how much your husband will enjoy it, but they were talking about more so it's building him up. He might have had a bad day at work. You don't know what he experienced. You don't know what he experienced on the ride home. You don't know what he experienced with the boss or a manager.
A coworker could have said something or tried to set
Anything.
him up or what have you, and it's like, wow.
And they kind of made it like it was like a healing and a safe space in that time period where he could be. And I think that is important for marriages and for ladies, wives to understand the power that they have in those small moments in that small amount of time when he comes home from work.
Yes.
Like it's like a precious moment time.
Yes. It's a
And-
time when you both can connect in a positive way.
Yeah, you can bond with each other. And that is hard. Like if your husband is coming home at different times, like let's say you work later than he does, you come home later, or you have to travel further, but having something there for him or just having a moment that you guys have together.
There's always a way to do something.
There's
good.
workarounds.
Yes.
There's workarounds.
You can work around to do something
Yeah.
good for the person you love because you're telling the world, I married this person, I love this person, but it's weird when someone doesn't want to do something good for the person they love.
Well, that's why we're giving solutions
That's why
and
we're giving
options because
solutions, yeah.
sometimes it's only weird because they didn't even know. You know what I mean? They didn't know that they could do this or how to do it, how to show.
It may be how to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know how to do it, but now you're given options and ways of how you can show this love to your spouse.
And appreciation
Yes.
and gratitude. Those are great things in marriages. And I know that I had friends that were men taking the men classes. And one of the things that they spoke about for the men was to not allow broken things in the home. Don't have your wife
Come home.
living
Yes. You
with
don't
broke
want,
stuff.
You don't want to be where you're using a toaster and the toaster doesn't work. It's like either we're going to get rid of the toaster or we're going to try and fix the toaster. Not
The
try.
toilet,
We're gonna
the
fix it.
toilet's still running.
It's just making that weird noise.
And I'm so glad that when I told you that, you were just looking like,
I never thought of it.
you were like, oh, okay.
I didn't realize that things, first of all, could be broken in the home one after the other. And we know
That's first. We
as-
didn't know how many things could be broke because we were kids.
But, over time, things do break in a home.
And-
so you have to know how to either fix them or replace them.
Well, I'm glad that you started investing in that. Like you didn't you weren't a handyman, but you became one.
I became a handyman.
And
I
you took
started
it seriously.
Yes.
And I think,
Because I think in terms of being a craftsman, not just somebody who's going to fix it and it's on a low level. So
yeah, but what did you think that it did for me as a wife?
I think that it made you feel secure, safe, and proud.
Those are all good. That's the way that you just explained it. But you know what else it made me feel?
What's that?
That I'm not subject to other men or other people to have my home the way that I,
So you
just
weren't
did work.
You weren't subject to the contractor. You weren't
Yeah.
subject to the plumber. You weren't the plumber
The
man.
electrician,
I should say.
to everyone.
To the electrician man.
Just to the electrician man.
Yeah,
What
I'm
if
gonna
it's
say
a
it
woman?
like that because it's another man. You have your man making your home feel comfortable for you.
Yeah.
And safe.
I didn't want to have to hire somebody just to change a light fixture to a fan. And, a ceiling fan. And I remember I want to be cool in this room. We bought this, older home or whatever. We're going to fix it up. And all I want is a light fixture with a fan.
Exactly.
And I remember when I first told you that, you were just looking up at it like, okay, I have to put this fan up for her. And you did it. And I knew it took you a while. You had to get over like whatever you were
Little
feeling about it, like electricity.
Little parts.
You had to let yourself
What if
go to know that you could do it.
Yeah. What if I don't put something in the fan that was supposed to be there?
And let me tell you, honey, it just made my day when I saw you, like your problem solving skills, your planning. It just was wonderful. And I did not know that having a husband that would try to fix things for me.
Yes.
That if there's something that, we could paint or do, just having someone do that, it really makes you feel special.
Yeah.
Like what man is going to do that?
Well, I'm glad that you used the term try to fix it because I do know and understand that there are some men who are just not handymen.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do have to pay someone, but you also have friends and someone you can talk to.
Yeah.
And now you have social media where you can go online
YouTube.
and look at videos so that you can learn a new skill of how to install a fan.
Right.
You can buy that particular fan that he's putting in and go step by step and figure out how to put this fan in your house for your wife so she's happy and she's cool.
Yeah. And see, the thing is that you weren't like, look, just get this, what do you call it? Like a floor fan. I'm just going to buy you a floor fan and just do this and just rig this up and I'll just do this. Don't worry about why are you complaining that the table
leaning
is,
on the couch.
The table is wobbly. Just put a piece of something under
Cardboard.
there and just do that. And so it was for the men, like, don't do that. This is her kind of like
sanctuary. It's her space.
Her sanctuary, her little space. Mm-hmm. She's trying to make it nice for you.
Her nest. Yes.
That's what it like. She wants the sticks in her nest to be perfectly the way that she would like it. And
no broken sticks in the nest.
Yes. And also for ladies, it was of tidiness, cleanliness, not having a lot of junk and
disorder.
Definitely not hoarding.
Yes, no
and
disorder.
Stuff all over. That is hard for some people, especially if they grew up in a house that hoarded, if they were never taught how to let things go. We're going to have this for a season and then we're going to let it go. Either we're going to give, and donate, or we're going to give to someone we know that's in need, or we're going to just move it on.
Yeah. Well, you helped me to learn about if we're going to get new things, then we need to get rid of the old things.
Yes.
So we're going to let, be a conduit and or was it where you pass something through?
Right.
So we're going to purchase or buy or make or get something that is new to us. It can be new to you. It doesn't have to be brand new. And then we're going to pass along the old stuff we know we're not wearing. We know that
it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. We're not using it, and so somebody else can do that.
That really has helped too. So coming in, if anything new comes in, something old has to go out.
Yes,
that just helps with the flow and helps with things. So
it helps with order.
Yeah, and then the other thing about investing in your space is the mutual respect. We see a lot of times that marriages and remarriages kind of look like you're just dating or something, or there's no difference in how you speak to your spouse than how you speak to people at work or how you speak to people generally anywhere. So your home should be the place where the most compliments are.
Yes.
The most smiles are.
Well, you want to remain as authentic in your marriage as you can be, so that no one feels like we're faking it. You know, we're just going through the motions. We're not true to our words. We're not, you know, being real.
And sometimes you can be tired and you can be frustrated and you're at home.
Yes.
But what we're saying is that the respect that you have for your spouse is like unprecedented.
And when someone comes to your home, they visit, they're like, wow, this is like,
they can feel it.
They can feel the love, that it's not being fake. It's not being, you know, in a way where
it's not for show.
Yeah, it's not a showpiece.
It's for real.
Yes. We are married and we do love each other.
Yes.
And people see that. They can feel the energy when they walk in your home.
And feel the respect.
They feel the respect. They know the respect.
And that's,
when they come into your home or on your property, it's like, I feel like something has shifted here.
Right. Yes.
So,
oh my goodness. The
yes.
shift. Because you want to be set apart. Like your marriage to this person is not like any relationship. So I can't, you know, be he with my friends and ha 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 and at work, huh? And then I'm like to my husband, what do you, or I'm doing my neck and I'm doing these features and this energy, like I can't stand you and I'm gritting my teeth and all this stuff and talk, that type of talk and that type of language does not help the marriage.
It doesn't fly. And, you know, it's not going to be beneficial to us if that is the way we are relating to us in our love space.
Right. I had to work on that. I mean, I don't feel like I was disrespectful every day or anything, but I had to work on my anger. If I
You don't feel like you were disrespectful?
No, not every day.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that it's not about how you felt about the situation.
It was how you felt.
How I felt about it.
And so
vice versa too.
Yeah. So when I was angry or something triggered me, I had to learn how to kind of control that. Like I still work on that because I only know one reaction way, or I only knew one reaction way in how to deal with it. And so
now we have options.
And that's kind of going to go into our fifth unpopular thing. But for now, I had to work on that. And you want to make sure that the space that you're in is loving, it's peaceful, and it's respectful.
Yeah. So the fourth solution is financial transparency.
Yes.
So what that means is basically don't hide anything.
You don't want to hide the money.
Yeah. Don't hide your money. Don't buy something and then keep it in the car, keep it in the closet. You know, all of the places that you know someone else who does that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that is very hard for people. We've spoken about that many times because there's shame sometimes with debt and bad decisions, divorce, whatever you've had to do and it changed your money. Sometimes we don't want to reveal that.
And we've talked about how a divorce has affected a man's finances. Most of the time, he's giving up half of his income and his possessions, things that he's worked for
later in life, or not. You know, like
whenever he was married,
when you have built something up, and then it's destroyed. Mm-hmm. For men or women, and then that's your finances, and you come into a marriage, sometimes you want to not reveal that. You know, you want to hold it in.
Yeah. Well, financial transparency is good for your current marriage because financial transparency allows the two of you to feel safe in the home, and you both feel like you have security when you're open with your money.
Right. Because nobody likes to live where they don't, you know, in a situation where you don't really know what's going on.
No.
And for us, you shared some things about your finances when we first got together. And I was like, oh, why don't you just do this? Let's move the bill date. Yeah. And you were like, we can do that?
I didn't know that you could actually move your bill date.
Right. I
so
said,
you
if
have bills, but your money comes on X day, and then the bills are due on earlier X day.
Right.
And so you're always late for this, and you have a fee that you're paying.
Yeah.
or that I was paying.
Right.
And so I didn't know that I could actually call them up and say, hey, I want to move this date so that I have the money to pay. So I'm not paying a fee all the time.
We just paid the difference to move the date and set that cycle up, and we were good to go. And a lot of times being ignorant to
finances,
which a lot of, I didn't learn a lot about finances from my upbringing.
Well, neither did I. My financial acumen didn't come from being at home.
Right. It was like whatever experiences we had, that's where we were at.
Exactly.
We didn't have that finance class or in high school or college
That
did not help.
enough.
That did not help. That was not real life.
It was not good enough. And I'm not sure if they actually wanted to teach it.
Yeah, what you really needed to know. Interest rates, purchasing homes, knowing how to set up whatever you're going to do, whatever subscriptions
or accounts,
how that was going to happen. I know that there's some people who are like, I do not want to share any of my money with someone else.
Yeah. It brings on fear. It makes people afraid.
It seems sneaky too.
It can be a sneaky part of it, but some people are afraid to have another person come in because they're just barely making it. They feel like I just got to a point where
I finally can eat.
Yeah, I can finally eat. I'm not being hounded by the snatch guy. I don't have so many of these letters coming in saying past due, and all those things. But now we have solutions that show that once I understand more about my finances, I can move dates, I can pay my bills on time. Then now you
feel more confident.
Yes.
And you're like,
confidence.
And I don't want to share. I just got this new confidence. I finally got my money right.
Yeah.
And I don't want to share it with anybody. That's how we feel sometimes. And, being transparent can feel vulnerable. You don't want to open your livelihood to someone, but you need to
you don't want to open it to someone you feel is going to set you back.
Right.
That's what
and that's for men and women. Like, I never wanted to be a person that would make you feel like if I'm with her, she's going to set me back.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling.
No, you want to be that person that I can help you go forward. Vice versa. You did not want to be a man to me that's like, hey, I'm going to be a burden to you. You're going to feel weighed down and you're going to feel like financially just a weight. No, you were the opposite of that. And you helped to make whatever we were trying to do financially better, stronger, grow. It also takes a maturity to be financially transparent because you can't let what has happened make you feel some type of way about your spouse.
Well, growing up, sometimes you may see bills all over the table, unopened. So someone is not really dealing with their finances and what's due, the bills are due. And so you don't know what to pay or who to pay or how much you can pay if you don't open it up.
Right. That's a good point. Like, you had to be financially transparent with yourself first.
Yes. So I had to make sure that I was opening up my bills and paying my bills. When I got on my own and I had my own apartment, I had to make sure that I was a man who was going to learn how to increase and expand my territory.
I think I did learn this from a Christian class. I don't remember, but I want to give shout out to the Christian classes, okay, since we had that. But it was about finances. And it's funny that you said about opening your bills.
Yes.
It was not only were we to open the bills, but we would speak to them. I've had bills where I couldn't pay at the time. And it's like, I'm going to pay you next week and you're going to go down.
Yeah.
And you don't have jurisdiction. Yeah. So it was almost like I'm not afraid of the bills anymore.
Don't be afraid of your money.
I was like, oh, wow, you decided to go way up, Mr. Bill, but you're going to get paid anyway. And I'm not going to internalize all that anxiety that I don't have it right now. I'm going to pay on you and then I'm going to pay on you and then I pay on, and every month I would get them and arrange them and speak to them. Yes. And it does work. I know it's unpopular.
It's unpopular.
This is not.
Doesn't sound like it's going to work for you, but
no, but it does.
It does. And then the day that you finally make that last payment, you're like, wow.
You should celebrate with your spouse.
Oh yeah. You have to celebrate the highs and the little ones. I should say the big ones and the little ones,
right?
Not highs and lows.
We were happy when your student debt was paid off.
Yes.
We were just like,
oh my gosh. I was paying on that student debt for a long time. And I really couldn't see the end of it.
Yeah. And it was over. It was like, we got this. Yes. We're going to talk to it. And we did. and then it was gone. And so you feel like there's wins and you want to share those wins with your spouse. It helps with bonding. It helps with legacy building. It helps with, hey, this is the person for me. And this is the person who's going to help me get to that next level.
And then I wanted to learn how to not go backwards or go back into debt.
Yeah.
For me, I wanted to learn that because I was born into debt. I was raised in debt. And then once I got out of it, I didn't want to go back into it. No, I didn't want to go back. So I was like, how can I do this thing called life and not be in debt?
And it can make a person like, now we're extreme. I'm never going to go into debt. I'm not going to get, well, we're just going to get a car loan for this little small amount and we're going to pay it off. Mm-hmm. And I think that's good. Financial transparency also helps you to have like financial growth mindset, learning, okay, I got into debt and I can get out of it.
And I can use debt.
I can leverage debt.
I can leverage debt to expand my life.
Yes. It was
it doesn't have to be something that, I never have or do anything with debt. Well, that's not going to be realistic in some growth. Unless you already have a lot of money. It depends on
what plan. Yeah. It depends on what you and your spouse decide.
Exactly.
And that's why you have to have financial transparency with each other. Let's be on the same page. Because when me and you got on the same page, it was like, we don't care what comes in this home, what bill comes, what financial setbacks came, because they did. We had already practiced being together and addressing them.
Yes, we're going to address them.
Like you might harass one of us, but you're not going to harass both of us.
Yeah, exactly.
One of us might be a little scared.
It's me and you against the world.
Yeah.
And once you have that mindset that it's the two of you against whatever is coming against your marriage,
right,
and realize it's coming against the marriage to break you up. Mm-hmm. And I used to tell you this when I think I told you when we first were married that every marriage is tested.
Right. And it's definitely financially tested.
Exactly.
And so you guys have to be together on that. You were talking about that. You don't want to have holes in your financial bucket that are going to, places that the spouse doesn't know. And I'll say this, like you're giving a little money to your family member.
I was going to say family. Yeah.
And it's not child support. We're not talking about child support.
No, not child support.
We're talking about
mama and them.
Mama and them.
Yeah.
Because that includes a lot of family members, mama and them. Mm-hmm. When you're doing that, your spouse doesn't know. And they're like, why are we short $200 every month? And you're like, I don't know. Well, it's because mama and them have the money. Yeah. And sometimes people feel like, well, I need to give my family something.
Well, one time I did do that. They came to the house and I gave them some money. Yeah. Next thing I know, they're on social media talking about what they got and where they went to spend it. And I was just like, well, you guys were...
I thought they were in need.
Yeah, you were in need. You made it sound like you didn't have anything and you needed to get back home. So seeing them on social media and going somewhere else to joyously spend up the money I gave them didn't make me feel good.
Yeah, no. And so one time a family member called and they were asking another one of my family members for money. And so I said, well, what do they need? And they're like, oh, I need this bill paid. And so I said, well, why don't we just go ahead and pay that bill? Like we didn't give them the money. We didn't give the money that they needed. We'll go ahead and pay the bill. They said it was a certain amount. So then they were like, no, we have a lot of stories about money. They were like, wait. I said, how much is the bill? We'll just go ahead and pay that bill.
Exactly.
And then it wasn't as much as what they were asking for originally.
It never is. It never is.
If you really want to help, you have to kind of decide as a team how we're going to do this.
Well, that's where the acumen comes in. And you have to know that when someone's asking you for money, it's more than likely, I'll say it like that, it's more than likely padded. Meaning that, yes, they do have that need, but also they want a little bit more for themselves so they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and then how can you leverage it? Like, okay, let's say you want to get, this is like just very random. Yeah. Let's say you want to get a couch for your mom, right? And then you can be like, maybe, a friend that sells couches, you can do this, you can try to do, and, your money can be spent maybe in your community or with a friend that gets a commission. You can just spend the money that you're going to spend anyway a little more wisely.
Yes.
Or I don't know if it's wisely, but
it is wisely.
It's more purpose.
It's
more
on purpose. Yes.
That's the word.
You're doing things on purpose.
We're doing it on purpose. So we're going to help this family member. We're going to help.
Yeah.
But maybe we're not going to help every time they ask.
And we're not going to give them directly.
We'll schedule the help.
Yes.
And people get mad at that when you schedule how you're going to spend your money on them. I've had members, like family members, that are like, well, why are you doing that? Well, because it's my money.
Or we just saw that movie that one time and the lady said, you could just give me the money. You should just give me the money.
Yeah. The daughter bought a house for her.
Yeah. She bought a house.
A whole house.
And she was upset. You should have just gave me the money.
You should have just given me the money. So we're just saying that when you're together, transparency with the finances can help it have more purpose, which will lead to more conversations around how you're going to spend your money. And those conversations in the long run is going to make things better. They're going
for your marriage.
They're going to be unpopular and uncomfortable at first, but we can guarantee you when you guys are together,
it's definitely going to be better together than separate.
It works well.
Yes.
So the last unpopular solution is to take responsibility for your own healing. And when we say healing, that's mental, physical, and spiritual.
Yes. Healing has a lot to do with growth in your remarriage.
Yes.
Because we're healing from the past marriage. Mm-hmm. We're healing ourselves. The children, if you have some, need to heal. Your spouse, if they've been married before, needs to heal. So there's a lot of healing. And as she just said, there's multiple levels and types of healing.
If something is bothering me so bad that maybe I'm anxious, maybe I am getting migraines, I'm doing all of this because of something external, but I don't address it. And instead, what I do is I take it out on my spouse. Because I'm not feeling good, or, I'm dealing with things.
So you're thinking about something else.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting the brunt of it.
Right. And so it's so now I need to take accountability for my mental distress or my mental unhealthy feelings that I have. I've seen that with some men. So what is another example for like taking accountability for your physical health?
Well, for men, it could be food. How you choose to eat does affect your physical body. Mm-hmm. And if you want to feel good about your mental status, then choosing wisely when it comes to what you're eating, that can be a part of it. That can help you to feel good, give you more confidence because now your body's looking better. Maybe you have more muscles because you're going to the gym now. You have more energy, so you can do things around the house, or you can, do things outside of the house. And those are things that can help a man feel better.
Well, like if you do have to change your diet because you're having health issues and your health issues are now affecting your spouse.
Well,
not just your confidence.
Well,
but
also you don't want to go to the hospital and be laid up in a bed.
Because it affects your spouse.
It affects your whole household.
Yeah, it's like taking an accountability for your actions and how it affects your spouse.
It affects your entire household.
Right.
As the man, if you're laid up in the bed, you're probably not at work or you're not doing certain things for your spouse. And she needs you to be there and be strong and be coherent.
And we're not talking about like if you get in an accident.
No.
We're saying that this is something that you can't,
These are life
control.
choices.
And so in the women's side, if I'm gaining weight and I am like still the same, I'm enjoying myself, I'm doing things. But what if I'm gaining weight and now I'm feeling like I don't want to go out. I don't want to cuddle with you.
No,
I don't want to be there. And it's not because something happened to me. It's because I'm making choices.
The food.
That I'm not taking accountability. And it's the choices that I'm making. It's not because, I'm going through a little time. It's that I am choosing now not to take care of my body as much, not to take care of myself mentally. And so my spouse suffers. This is very unpopular because people don't want to take accountability for the way
they treat their own bodies and selves,
the way that they treat themselves, and how it affects the greater marriage and the greater family and the space that we're sharing and being a part of.
This is why you see so many married couples and remarried couples looking larger, because they slip into it. It's something that you can easily slip into. But we're here to remind you that there are other options and other things that you can do to be mindful of what you're wanting, what kind of outcome you really want for your household.
What options are you meaning?
What I mean by that is that I'm not going to eat that pizza, the entire pizza, and then order another one. I'm not going to just sit around eating the ice cream, because I know at one point I really liked ice cream and I didn't realize or feel myself getting bigger, but I did.
Especially over time, sometimes it can creep up. You're just like, wait a minute. You look at yourself and then you look at your picture, 10, 15 years ago, and you're like, wait just a minute, what happened here? And I think that
at one point, and I would say, and I'm sorry to interrupt you for that, at one point I had a friend say something about a double chin on me, and I was like, whoa, I've never had a double chin. I've been skinny my whole entire life. But I did gain weight, so I had to be conscious of what that person said, and also look at the pictures and see how much weight was actually on me, because we don't really look at ourselves or see ourselves the way other people see ourselves.
Well, we don't see ourselves as our knees see ourselves and our back sees ourselves. Our knees are like, please. Our knees are like, please, can you drop off some weight? Because
reduce that.
Or how our heart or our, blood pressure or our skin,
because your body talks to you.
It does.
It tells on you.
And we need to be strong. I mean, I've even had a situation, let's say, taking accountability for my spiritual health. I had church hurt. I had a bad situation at a church, and it was making me not really feel it, but I knew that it was important for you to go and to be in fellowship and still, participate in those things. So I had to say, is it just about me, or is it about my whole family, my whole marriage? And I had to heal that so that I can participate in the fellowship with you.
Yeah.
That was important to us. I was wounded at the time, and those wounds, without being healed, will cause you to do things or not do things that may not be for the health of the marriage.
Yes. And I know that I've had, when you're talking about the spiritual side of it, I had church hurt before during my divorce. And so I had to recover from that so that I wouldn't bring that type of hurt into my new marriage.
Like negativity, like you can get real negative and pessimistic. You can be real negative and pessimistic. And then, for me, I could be bitter. And a bitter woman is just not fun at all for anyone to be around. And it's like justified. You can say, oh,
well, I went through that.
Yeah.
They did this to me.
With remarriage, that's like our biggest thing.
You're going to have to deal with something marrying a person who has already been married before. So don't use the excuse, well, they did this to me. You don't know what happened, all of this stuff. Everybody has been through something. So now we have to be, like I told you, this is a grown conversation.
Yes.
You have to grow up and find the solution to the problem.
Take responsibility for your healing.
The spiritual healing, emotional.
Everything.
Yes.
I mean, we can justify it. Like the remarried people can justify a lot of negativity because of what
they went through.
Yeah. We have a list. We have a list that we could pass around. Everyone can say that.
A list of things and a list of people.
All of it.
But you know what? Just drop your list and just
take accountability.
Create an accountability list and an outcome list of what you would like to have for your life. And your marriage.
Yes. It's not popular because a lot of people want to stay in their pain.
It feels good to some people to stay in their pain because they feel justified in not having to change, because change causes pain too. To work out in the gym, you got to be, lifting those weights or pushing something, pushing or pulling. It's tough sometimes.
It's tough to hold your tongue.
It's tough to hold your tongue. It's tough to forgive. It's tough, if you're doing spiritual, if you're doing emotional, it's tough to not yell out at somebody or lash out at somebody. Sometimes you do want to lash out or you want to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
But you have to be grown and not just say those things.
It's tough not to get offended.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
If a person says something, and then you remember what other people said to you, and then you get offended.
So
you have to grow up. I don't, there's no other way to say that. And it's good to be around people that want you to grow and encourage you to grow, and don't say things like, well, it doesn't take all that.
It does take all that. It takes a lot to grow.
It really does. And you want people that will encourage you, because there's a thought that like, he should be glad that you even married him. You don't have to do nothing. She should be glad that she even has you. There's no growth that you need to do. Like that's popular. Like you just take me as I am. This is what I bring to the table or don't bring to the table. I don't know what we're doing, and nobody's going to do anything. That's not. No,
they're not going to do anything for the other person.
Yeah.
They'll do it for themselves, but they're not going to do it for you.
It's almost like, here I am, and that's it. That's not taking accountability for you being a person who wants to be married.
I was going to say, that's not marriage. Marriage is giving to someone else. You do have to, as a wife or a husband, make food for someone else. If you have children, you have to make food for your children. If you want to take care of someone in your home, you have to do something to take care of someone.
Yeah. And you do have to take care of your spouse. And
you do have to take care of yourself for your spouse.
That's it. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you have to take care of yourself and you have to take care of your spouse.
Yes.
And if you don't want to do either one of those things,
then why be married?
Because usually a lot of people want somebody to take care of them. Oh, I want to be taken care of.
Because you can't treat yourself bad your whole entire life and then expect someone to come in and take care of you and treat you good while you treated yourself bad.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. Make that make sense. How about that?
Yeah, it's not, you can't grow. You can't grow from it. And a good marriage and a good remarriage, you will feel like stronger and you will feel better.
And secure.
You'll feel more mature as your relationship goes on.
Yes.
I think we know of, or either we've experienced it or we have seen examples of bad marriages and bad relationships where when you leave that relationship, you're broken down.
Everybody knows you should have left.
It's broken. It's like destruction. It's loss. It's devastation. But when you're with a good person and you have a strong remarriage, there's building, there is newness, there is expansion. Like, these are the words that legacy marriages begin to say.
And we want to let people know that you may not have a good marriage, but you can grow to a good marriage.
Yes. It's open to anyone.
It's open to anybody who's willing to do the work.
Who wants to be grown.
Because you have to do work to be remarried. There is no, I'm just going to marry somebody and let life live.
Yeah.
Life is not going to treat you good if you just let it just do what it doesn't make a good master for intentional purposes. What I'm trying to say is that if you just want to get married and expect for life to carry you to your final destination that you and your spouse want, it's not going to do that.
Without any intentionality.
Exactly.
Right. You have to be intentional.
You have to be intentional, and you have to put in the work.
And you have to do some things that no one else is telling you. No one else is really talking about it because they don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it, or they're not wanting to go where you want to go.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where you want to go.
And I think what's especially important for remarriages is that you do have to kind of, I don't know if it's restructure, but redesign yourself. Help me to find the word, but
redefine. You do have to redefine.
You're going to have to redefine yourself for your spouse, because whoever you were married to before is not your spouse anymore.
No.
And this new person with new ideas and new goals and new
ways of thinking,
new aspirations. Now you are redefining yourself to work and bond with that person. And I think that's a very unpopular task to do.
Well, I would like to say that the man who married us said that this is a new entity that has never existed before.
Yes.
So we have a new marriage, a new entity, a new household that has never existed before, because we're two different people with two different mindsets, And we have been married before, but not married to each other until now. But now that it's new, we have to grow into this newness and learn all of the things.
How to handle it.
Yes.
Like how to navigate. And that's what we're here for, to help. Those skills and these solutions that we're talking about really do help a marriage.
They do help. It's like taking wise counsel. And some of us didn't grow up having wise counsel around us.
Or examples.
And I'm one of those people. I did not have wise counsel, wise examples, success rates, and all these things, and the top 1% of this and that. I didn't have all that around me growing up.
I didn't either.
But that doesn't give me an excuse to wallow in misery.
Or to stay at, this is all I know.
Exactly. I'm not going to stay at where this is all I know.
This is all I know.
Because I want better for myself, for my wife, for my life. And so I'm going to look for better answers, better solutions, better ways.
Even if it's hard.
It is hard. A lot of times it is hard.
It is hard.
One of my favorite motivational speakers said, if it's hard, then do it hard. And that is a really interesting concept. If something's easy, do it easy, right? You're going to do what's easy. So if it's hard, then do it hard, or find ways to break it down so that you did the hard thing in a better way that made it easier, but it's still a hard thing to do. And like you've said before, a lot of people won't do certain things. So if I have to do that thing that most people don't do or don't want to do, then I'm going to have to chop it down, break it into cohesive, smaller parts and chunks that I can comprehend. And I could do them in pieces so I still get the final result that I want.
What do you think the hardest thing for you to do as a man to be remarried, to learn a new way? What was like the most transformational thing you had to?
Well, for me, it has to be with finances, because I didn't grow up taking asset management classes or finance classes or things of that nature, writing checks. You know, there are ways to do it and be successful, but I wasn't around that. I had to learn successful financial ways in order to grow.
That's really good. I think for me, the hardest was to be okay with tailor making myself after I just spent so much time healing and trying to find myself. So I found myself and I was like, okay, this is Aki. And I was so proud of that. And I had found her. And then.
But that was single Aki.
Right. And then we re-singled.
Yeah.
It was re-singled Aki.
That's even different.
That was different than.
So you had single, which was pre-marriage. Then you went through a marriage, went through a divorce. Now you're re-singled. And then you got married again.
Right.
So you had the re-singled Aki that you may have defined who this person
finally found.
But now you have a married Aki.
Now I had remarried Aki, who is also a step parent and all these different things. And I had to not, resist that process of redefining, because I still could take accountability of how I was going to redefine me. You know what I mean? Instead of feeling, I think you mentioned it before, the world life just defining things for you, but that I had the authority and the freedom to the power to make my home and our home the way we wanted to do it, what we agreed on, and being okay with that, even if it didn't look like what was out in the world.
And one of the things I like to say is that you are empowered. You don't have to wait for someone to give you the power of success for your life,
for your own marriage
and your marriage.
If you know that something worked and you see that other people don't do that and tell you you don't need to do that. If you see that when you got up out of that bed and made him some juice
and he was happy and
he said yes to everything that you wanted that whole week, and you're like, wow, I shared it with somebody and they said, you don't have to do that. And it worked for you.
Or they could tell you, don't do that.
I'll do that again. You have to be secure and know that you can do what you need to do for your marriage.
So this was a great conversation.
Yes, the unpopular solutions are definitely needed.
Yeah. And we want to thank you guys for being here with us.
Yes. And if you have someone that you feel could benefit from this, please be sure to share it with them.
So as you think about remarriage, don't just prepare for love, prepare for legacy.
Because legacy is built with wisdom, not fear.
See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
We've got this remarried love. It's better than we dreamed of.